Hey guys, Incognito here for another episode of our Dota2castit videos. This week's cast submitted by Reddit user shootemup252, I believe. Is it?
The
Yes,
green
252.
team's banning someone now.
This is actually a captain's mode game, so I'm gonna go through the picks and bans right
Dire team ban.
now. If you wanna skip straight to the game, I'll put a link to where that actually begins.
Radiant
But,
team
alright.
banned.
Opening bans, we've got Lycan banned by the Radiant and Mirana banned by the Dire. Two really annoying heroes to play against that everybody hates.
Bad dudes banning
Mirana
someone
just
now.
so versatile, can play pretty much anywhere, has good damage, good utility with her arrow. I believe she still gets extra
Radiant
night vision,
team
which
pick.
is very useful. And Lycan, just leave him alone and he pushes towers, and that's pretty much it. Another ban, we've got Tidehunter and Batrider. Tidehunter, usually played in the off lane right now, super tanky, super hard to kill, just gets his solo AXP in the off lane, gets to level 6, and then can turn team
Dire
fights
team
around
pick.
pretty fast because nobody will have BKBs at that point by the time he gets his Ravage. And he can also farm Ancients now with his Anchor Smash, which also helps his survivability because it lowers attack damage. And of course Batrider, just a pain in the ass all the time. Always OP, always top tier pick ban. Not really much you can
5
do to the
seconds
hero
remaining.
without just totally nerfing him. So first picks, two supports, as usual. We've got Disruptor on the Radiant, Witch Doctor on the Dire. The Disruptor, very strong with AoE lockdown. He's got his kinetic field, but kind of hard to get off on his own. You can glimpse someone in, but that's only one person. They might try and go for a Void as well to combo with him, but if I were the Dire, I would ban that out because the Static Storm inside a Chronosphere is just so strong.
Reserve time.
A Wraith King comes out next to the Witch
Radiant team
Doctor.
pick.
Death Ward, very strong during that slow from reincarnation. They can't run from it. You can also get a pretty decent Maledict down while they're slowed because it's pretty hard to land, but not all that hard when they're running at a snail's pace. Invoker, they ban a Viper. I guess they don't. The Invoker doesn't want to lane against that. Viper, a lane dominator, and as I assumed, the Void ban comes out from Dire. They don't want to deal with that Static Storm plus Chronosphere combo, which will basically turn team fights around, even if you're losing.
5 seconds remaining.
Doom banned
Bad dudes
by the
banning someone
Radiant,
now.
another hero that's very versatile, can carry, semi-carry, can even kind of support. It's not the greatest, but he can do it if he needs to. And of course, Doom just stops everything. So it's the
5
counter
seconds
for
remaining.
everyone.
Reserve
Waiting
time.
on the next ban for... They banned Bristleback.
Dire team pick.
They can see Radiant doesn't have an offlaner, so trying to get rid of some decent ones. They've already gotten rid of Tide themselves. Get rid of those tanky guys. Batrider's also out. Void's been being played as an offlane as well recently, just to get his levels, get his Chronosphere up, jump into fights, get some kills early. Now on to the second round of picks.
5 seconds remaining.
Probably some kind of
Reserve time.
more team fighty hero to go along with the Wraith King and the Witch Doctor. Wraith King probably will be paid as a support, giving his allies the lifesteal, which now applies to ranged heroes as well as melee, and just the slow. And they pick a Nature's Prophet, so
Radiant team
looks
pick.
like they'll be going more for a pushing lineup, although Nature's Prophet is actually pretty good for a team that wants to team fight and also push, because he can be off pushing in the lane and then TP into a fight if one breaks out. So not a bad pick there. Invoker probably will be going for
5 seconds remaining.
utility build to go
Reserve
along with
time.
this disruptor. Just locking down people and then getting another damage dealer out later that'll clean up after the fight. Sand
Dire
King
team pick.
comes out, so just a lot of AoE damage. They're going to be very strong in team fights.
Radiant team
Ancient
pick.
Apparition picked by Dire, so I guess Wraith King will be more towards the carry end of the spectrum. But he's not a great one position because he'll just get kited all over the map. Especially with the Sand King and the Disruptor. Sand King can stun him. He can get away if he's being chased. Disruptor can just glimpse him back. And there's not really much he can do about it.
5 seconds
Volker can
remaining.
lift him with Tornado and disarm him, and
Reserve time.
he's got a stun now. It's a decent stun, but it's not anything to phone home about. Ancient Apparition. Some nice global stuff on the Dire. So even with just 2 heroes there, they can suddenly go to almost a full team. Ancient Apparition will be there, but he can get an Ice Blast off him across the map. Nature's Prophet can teleport in, help him fight. I'm expecting they're going to be picking a more 1 position carry and let the Wraith King be in the more 2 position
Dire team ban.
Juggernaut pick for the Radiant. So more team fight with his Omni Slash, his Blade of Fury, and some decent pushing from his healing ward. Sorry. Let me get this. Okay. And here's the final bans.
5 seconds remaining.
Radiant still doesn't really have an offlaner, it seems.
Reserve time.
Presuming Invoker will be... Yeah, so they banned the Centaur.
Green team's banning
No
someone
one with
now.
really any bulk on the Radiant team. All pretty squishy. Juggernaut gets armor from his agility, but it's not much strength, because he needs the agility and he needs some intelligence to get off his spells, so he can't really afford to
Dire team
spend
pick.
money on strength. And a Puck ban for the Dire. Although they don't really have anyone to go middle. Oh, so they're gonna go for the Tinker.
Radiant team pick.
Middle lane. He'll be probably ratting around with... They've got a pretty big rat lineup right now between Tinker and Nature's Prophet, and Ancient Apparition can support from across the map. And I guess Wraith King will be more towards the 1 typical carry, because Tinker will probably get more farm than him just from farming all the
5
lanes, but
seconds
can't
remaining.
really duel all that well, and not the most useful in a
Reserve
team
time.
fight until he gets a lot of items So he's got like a Dagon and a Blink Dagger and Hex, and can just lock down teams and finish them off quickly. So yeah, probably some kind of tanky hero, maybe like a Timber Saw or something, coming out for the Radiant. Let's see what they go for. They'll need something to
5 seconds
deal
remaining.
with this Tinker though as well.
Phantom Lancer.
Alright, they go for Phantom Lancer. Just get some push in there. Get a late game carry going on. He can become pretty tanky once he gets a heart. Combined with his agility, so we'll have a lot of armor. And his illusions will be hard to deal with. I don't remember if Tinker's rockets prioritize real heroes or not. I guess we'll have to see.
Oh my
Don't
god, it's almost
recall.
time!
Okay, so let's go over the players. Oh, a quick smoke up from the Radiant side. They're not really sticking together though, so don't really know what's gonna come of it. Smoke as well for the Dire, but they are all grouped up, all going down this bottom lane. This Treant going out to scout. They're coming up on these guys smoked, and they've only got 2 against this whole 5 team. They get revealed, and out comes the stun. There's another stun.
30 seconds.
There's the first blood very quickly. Disconnection from Disruptor. Sand King also might be in trouble. The Chilling Touch level 1 on all 5, just doing lets their team do so much damage. That's 50 extra damage across 5 heroes, 250 damage per hit for all of them. Against heroes that only have about 500 health, that'll kill someone very, very quickly. Some bartering going on between the 2 teams right now. Let's see. Okay, let's see if this... He should be able to get out. He's got Burrow Strike up. Treant comes out, not really doing much. And it looks like the Dire will just go to their lanes and resume business as usual.
battle
After that
begins.
nice early lead from that first blood. Invisibility rune over here.
Boom! Welcome to Pyrian Flax's guide
Witch
to being a
Doctor
Dota 2
looks like he's
announcer.
gonna grab it. He can go for another quick kill now with that, but Juggernaut in the off lane blocking, but he misses this one, so it's not the best block. Here comes the Witch Doctor invis. Can't do much himself, and he's got Paralyzing Cask. Probably gonna wait for there to be one. Oh no, he goes for it, but Juggernaut just spins and gets out. Probably should have waited for just one creep, but it wouldn't have really mattered because he could have just spun out anyway and been magic immune and not really cared what they did. Let's go over the players real quick because I didn't get a chance to do that with that early game action. So middle Invoker, we've got Ness.
Oh no.
Up here on top playing the Juggernaut off lane, we've got Rankshies. I believe he was the captain that made the picks. Over on bottom, tri-lane Phantom Lancer, we've got Apollo 7 on the Sand King DLD and Nex on the Disruptor. Over on the Dire side, we've got offlane Nature's Prophet, played by Game of Throws. In the tri-lane up top, we've got Half Past Time on the Wraith King. I'm Extra Bored, playing Witch Doctor. And over here in the jungle, trying to pull, but they're blocked by what? They're blocked by their own wards. Okay. Ancient Apparition, played by the Asylum. And in middle, Tango Wango on the Tinker. Just annoying this Invoker, keeping him from getting last hits with that blind on laser. Okay, I don't know. They did not block their own camp. It just wasn't spawned yet. Because these were obviously there to de-ward the ward that was blocking them. I don't know why I
Radiant's middle
thought
tower
that
is under attack.
doesn't matter.
You guys doing some great work. Forget about it.
Sand King double pulling through. These mud golems will make pretty quick work of these creeps, or I guess not really that quick because it's taking them quite a while to do anything.
Whatever that was, 'twas scarcely.
Let me go back. See that? Oh, he goes in. Invoker came up. They finish off.
Whatever that was, 'twas
This ancient
scarcely worth
apparition.
my notice.
Let's get some stats up. So in the middle lane, Tinker getting way more last hits. 17th of 5. Invoker just went up top and got a kill, but he's lost a lot of last hits for it. And actually ahead in EXP from that kill, not by much. Same level now. And Tinker's got his bottle already. Prophet TPing up, farming in the jungle. Might have abandoned this lane already. Guess he wasn't getting much out of it. Harass from the Thunder Strike can push you out pretty quickly, and along with the Spirit Lance. Doesn't look like he's used it at all because he's got full mana, but the threat of it is there. Tinker gonna grab this double damage, fill up his bottle. Juggernaut getting pretty close. Sports wrapping behind him. Stun's gonna come out.
Oh, look at it go!
Maledict goes down. It connects. Stun comes out, but he spins just in time. He's gonna get the kill on. But he didn't use the spin to escape, so he's gonna go down as well.
There were none.
Probably could have gotten out of there.
Bottom tower is under attack.
He instead chose to go for the kill. Don't really know if that was the right choice because he got a kill on a Witch Doctor, a support, and he gave up his own life. Nature's Prophet comes in just to secure the kill, but wasn't really all that necessary. But he's now here, and they can
Radiant's
push
top
this tower
is under attack.
with the Treants and gonna do a fair amount of damage to it.
Green dude's
Tinker
top
still
thing is about to get knocked
dominating
over.
this middle lane. 29 last hits.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Green dude's
Down
tower
here,
down,
this
son.
Phantom Lancer also getting good farm, getting his free farm because the lane's been abandoned by Prophet. On equal terms, pretty much just ahead of the Tinker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Obviously not as much EXP because he's sharing the lane, but getting very good farm.
Dire's bottom tower is under
This
attack.
top lane tower has actually already gone down to that big push from the 4 of them when
Green
you
dude's
include the
top
Prophet.
thing is about to get knocked over.
Regen rune over here, they're gonna leave it.
Oh, look at it go.
Stun comes out and Invoker, Maledict goes down. Cold
Radiant's
feet.
top tower is under attack.
Doesn't get out, he's stunned, and there's the kill on Tinker.
Not enough.
Wraith
Dire's
King
bottom
goes for
tower
a
is
Soul
under
Ring,
attack.
so he'll have mana enough to spam his stun and still have enough to come back, reincarnate. And he's got a good amount of health, so he doesn't care all that much about losing it, especially when he's got the lifesteal to gain it all back, in addition to the 3 HP per second from Soul Ring, because you don't actually lose anything, because in the time that it takes to use the amount of time you get the mana for, you heal back all of the health. So
Radiant's
if you're
middle
at full
tower
health,
is
you're
under
gonna
attack.
still be at full health in a few seconds from that passive regen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Can we pause,
Nature
please?
already
I'm terrified
farming
beyond capacity
these
for rational thought.
ancients. He's not gonna get the big one, it doesn't seem. Well, he might. I didn't actually know that they were tanky enough to do this. He's got Basilia, so gives them a little bit of armor. He ults. I don't think it affects the golem anyway, because they are ancients, they are magic immune. Disruptor hanging around the middle here with this. Invoker just harassing Tinker, but Tinker's got his boots of travel. He gets pulled back, EMP'd. He's got no mana. Cold Snap comes off, but a stun on Invoker. Healing up from his bottle. Invoker's gonna chase, but he's got to turn around. There's 3 people chasing him now. 4 health. He gets away thanks to the kinetic field from Disruptor. Prophet is probably kicking himself right now for using that Wraith of Nature a few seconds ago. If he had it, that would have been an easy kill for him, because Invoker got away with literally 4 health. But they're gonna go for the push now, with both Disruptor and Invoker going back to base to heal. Looks like they're gonna take another tower already. Juggernaut comes in, but he can't do all that much.
Top thing is about to
He
get
spins
knocked
and he
over.
just has to turn around
Yo, good
quickly.
guys. Middle
Tower
tower
goes
go
down.
What you gonna do? Get mad or get even? Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under
Tinker
attack.
going somewhat, obviously, Marching Machines builds. Pretty much the dominant build right now. Just so much pushing ability. EMP goes down, drains Witch King's mana, kills off most of his health, but he salves up. And in comes Tinker, pushes him back. Wraith King going for this Disruptor, not in range for the stun. He might go down now. He went overextended. He resurrects, but he instantly gets hit by that EMP, cold snapped, and spun on, and he's gonna go down again. Sun King finds his Prophet, but doesn't go in. Knows he can't finish him off. He's just got Burrow Strike, Sandstorm, still not level 6. If he had level 6, he probably could have stunned him, gotten behind him, and Burrow Striked. Doesn't really matter where he went, because Prophet doesn't have any way to stop the channel. Tinker going over to the middle. Phantom Lancer getting good farm though still. Almost finished with his Diffusal Blade at 11 minutes. The only lane really that hasn't been bothered really by the Dire. They've already taken down the top tier 1 and the middle tier 1. They haven't really done much, but here they come. Comes the ult from the AA, and there's the rockets. The machines just cutting down this wave. Phantom is going to get out because he knows the storm is coming. They've only got 2 here, but nature can be there at any second, and that ice flask is off cooldown, and he's here as well, but he sends it up towards the top lane at the 3 here. He's gonna connect, it looks like, on Invoker, and he gets Disruptor as well. Juggernaut low here. Tinker in the trees, going back to base. And in comes the push on bottom. Another tower gonna go down. That should be a pretty big gold lead for the... yeah. Almost 5,000. And that's a lot due to those towers. Just 3 towers. The scores, they're actually losing in terms of kills, but those 3 towers will do a lot. Sand King just got level 6, but doesn't use his epicenter. He goes out, but he gets interrupted. So it wouldn't have done all that much anyway, because he doesn't have... oh, he does have a Blink Dagger, so... apologies, he could have blinked in, but he got disrupted from something. Not entirely sure what. Looked like he just kind of walked out of it. But he walks out with his life, so can't complain all too much. Witch Doctor farming this camp over here with his cask, which lasts 5 seconds on creeps. So pretty good for farming the jungle. Just farming together up here. Wraith King low, but needs to start regenning off that lifesteal. Dire smokes, Radiant smokes up again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Here over by their ancients, looking for something. Not really much to find though. In comes Tinker. But they miss. EMP comes out. They see him in the trees though, and they kill him quickly. Tinker did not choose the best place to blink to, chose somewhere that you could just walk in. If he was more over here, where there's no direct line, he might have survived, but even that's iffy, because they've got so much AoE damage. The EMP came out. Disruptor could have Static Stormed if he absolutely needed to, but... and of course, the Burrow Strike and the Sandstorm. And he's got a Blink Dagger, so he can get in wherever he needs to. Phantom Lancer going for this Prophet now. He's got his Disruptor done, trying to TP, and he gets the kill. In comes Tinker. He's gonna invis, get out. Out comes Dust. He's spotted. He can purge himself, but doesn't look like he needs to. This illusion doing pretty good damage just by itself from that feedback. Push coming top. Witch Doctor goes down. In comes the Tinker. Machines almost kill this Invoker. They stop the push. Invoker just ghost walks away. The rest of their team licking their wounds, getting back. Phantom Lancer, he got his Diffusal Blade, his Power Treads, so he's starting to get pretty strong. Been neck and neck in terms of last hits with this Tinker. Even against the Tinker, going to every lane, pushing them out with his Marching Machine, so just doing really good. Still passing him in last hits and denies.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening.
In comes Tinker, gonna get rid of this wave, protect this tower. It's just so hard for the Radiant to push at all, because as soon as they get anywhere near the tower, Tinker just comes in, blinks into the trees, marches up, kills all the creeps, and they can't stand there because this march will do a lot of damage to heroes as well, especially when there's multiple ones of them going at the same time. 40 damage per machine, I guess, and when you're getting hit with like 10 of them in a second, that's a whole lot of damage. Wraith blinks into the pit, but doesn't look like they're gonna do anything with it. Up here, Prophet and Tinker pushing again. Machines come out. Tornado, he lifts up the Nature's Prophet. EMP comes off. It connects. Cold Snap comes out. That's gonna be a kill, it looks like. And it is from the spin. Alright, they're back in the pit. So going for Roshan, but doing not a lot of damage. Don't know if they can even do this right now. They get the stun, but it's not very much. I mean, they go for it because they see Radiant all top. They don't know about it because there's no ward. They've got a ward in the jungle over here, but you can't see over the way over there. Yeah, unsuccessful attempt. They don't even get it down to 2/3 health, and they need to back out because they were getting their asses kicked by Roshan. And because a push was oncoming up here, but Tinker was pretty much able to deal with that himself. Going back to base, regenning up. Getting ready for another onslaught of machines. Blinks over. Machines come out. Nothing here for them to hit just yet, but they're coming. Out comes the ult. Takes down 2 on the Dire. Machines come out though. Finish off a bunch, spinning, but he's gonna go down the auto attacks. So Phantom Lancer, the only one surviving these fights, and just because he's not in the fights, he's off farming and pushing, but not really doing anything on the pushing front because he can't get very close without having Tinker come in and Prophet come in and just sending him right back. Their only real hope right now is for
green dudes,
Phantom Lancer to just get absurdly farmed and push down towers. But he's not doing all that much right now. Ice Blast comes out, hits the Disruptor with the AoE, but not the nuke.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Stuck
attack.
there in that jungle again by himself. Ancient Aberration got his point booster, so and an Ogre Club going for an Aghanims, which makes his ult very, very strong. Lasts for like 12 seconds or some
Radiant's
absurd
top
amount.
tower is under attack.
I
Radiant
don't
structures
know what
are
it is right now.
fortified.
But it lasts very long and it does a lot of damage. Sand King comes, not quick enough on the TP, on the tornado, so the TP gets Nature's Prophet out.
Dire's bottom
because Sand
tower is
King's
under attack.
stun was still on cooldown. Phantom in a bit of trouble right now, stunned, and there he goes down. Just the global capabilities of this team make it so that there's nowhere really safe. They're going again for Roshan. Still not. This time they bring in the Treants to tank for them, but still not doing that much damage. Wraith King went for a Soul Ring, and a Blink Dagger, so he doesn't really have any damage. He's got his critical strike only at level 1. So even his crit's doing less than 200 damage. Stun comes out, whatever. They're gonna get it eventually, but taking a lot of time to do this. And they figured it out. In comes Smoked Up Invis. They can't really do anything about it though. They just had the 3 of them here against their 3, but may as well be 5 because it was the 3 not including Tinker and Prophet, who can come in whenever they feel like it. Tinker could have came in right here on this tower, but they are coming now around back. Gonna go first on this Witch Doctor. He goes down very fast. Wraith King jumps behind. Going on him now. Static Field. He goes down. He's resurrecting now. They take down the Tinker with the Omni Slash. Ancient Apparition trying to TP out. He gets out, but looks like Wraith King is gonna go down. He gets the kill though. He comes back again though from the Aegis. And this might be a wipe actually. Invoker very low. Blink on the Prophet. He comes forward. Blink on the Wraith King as well, and the stun comes out and finishes him off. So Wraith King had to resurrect twice in that fight, but he ends up living, and they end up taking out all of the Radiant team. And that might be another tower because this push is coming in hard and fast.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
With all of these creeps and all these Treants, yeah, that's gonna go. It's gonna be a fast tower.
Radiant's middle tower
Prophet got a
has
Maelstrom and working on his Necro Book, level 2 now. So with those and his Prophet and his Treants and everything else, they're gonna be pushing very, very fast.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Rotating up top here, might try and push this one as well. Especially because they can kind of see them down here. They know Phantom Lancer's down here. They might be able to see... They can see a few of them over here from this ward. So Tinker just pushing it with his machines. This tower's actually already really low, just from creeps, it looks like. Going on the Witch Doctor, he gets a stun off, he gets glimpsed back, and he's gonna go down. Glimpse, the official spell of assholes everywhere. Because just when you thought you were safe, you are now dead. Creep's coming in on this middle tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This siege creep gonna do damage all on its own. Whatever damage type this creep does so much damage to towers. Invoker comes, pushes it back, as well as Juggernaut. The rest of them. So keeping it pretty tied up in terms of kills, but the gold graphs tell another story. 10k gold lead for the Dire and a 5k experience lead, although they just got that actually. Experience was going the way of Radiant until very recently from those team fights, because towers do not give experience, I believe, or if they do,
Radiant's top thing
it's
is about
far
to get
less
knocked
significant
over.
than the gold experience they give.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Radiant smoked up in the jungle here. Waiting for someone to show their face over here. They glimpse back Wraith King, get him here, but no one else is there to follow up on it. Out comes Tornado, they grab the Tinker and the Witch Doctor. Omni Slash comes out, they finish off Tinker as well. Ancient Apparition gonna go down as well. Disruptor does go down to Wraith King, but 3-for-1 trade, so very nice gank. They turn the kills around. They're now up by 1 from being down by 1, but again, like I said, doesn't matter all that much. They actually still are going even more into the negative in terms of their deficit. Another smoke being picked up by Ancient Apparition, and he's got his Aghanims, so they're going to be looking to take advantage of that soon. They got a sentry down here, but didn't kill this ward, so there it goes. So Radiant losing their vision in the jungle there.
Bad dudes, middle tower, everyone, go, now!
Prophet got his level 3 Necro Book. Continuing to push. Just more dewarding. That is all, I believe, of the Radiance wards, so they now have no vision anywhere. They've got... Oh no, I'm sorry, they still have this one, but it's gonna expire in 45 seconds. Tinker manages to get to a safe spot and TP's out. Invoker trying to chase, but to no avail. The Radiant team all low right now, so they're gonna need to heal up. PL army doing so much damage all on its own. Nearly kills this Wraith King by itself. And that would have been a kill because that diffusal grid will get rid of all his mana and he won't be able to reincarnate. He's got Soul Ring if he can get it off the last second, but that'll take good timing on his part. And if he's stunned, then that's just it. Cold Snap on Prophet. He's gonna go down the Omni Slash. Invoker actually gets the kill, but Omni Slash is the thing that does a majority of the damage. So 200 last hits on this. Let's go over to net worth and see what those last hits actually mean for him.
Yo, green dudes,
So Tinker,
something bad is happening. In your bottom.
number 1, Prophet number 2, and Phantom Lancer coming up on number 3. He's got his Mana Style, his Diffusal Blade, probably gonna go for a heart or something next. Sand King gets a kill on one of those Necro Warriors,
Something bad
which
is
does a lot, gets you a lot of XP now.
Are fortified.
Blink out from the Sand King right before the machines come to kill him off. PL goes down again though, down here on bottom. Stun comes out and Juggernaut. Disruptor going right through, but manages to get out. That Thunder Strike. Glimpse on Wraith King. He comes back. Spun, caught in the field. Not doing enough damage though. Omni Slash will kill him the first time, but he's just gonna come back. Disruptor goes down. He BKB is up. Stun out on Invoker. He might go down. No, but he gets out.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening. In your
Juggernaut trying to get out. Spins. In comes Ice Blast. If it goes through him, he's going down. But he manages to avoid it.
Whosoever stands against me.
Wraith King does end up going down to Invoker. Sunstrike coming out.
We put you to peace.
Gets the... I don't think it hit. It was just all these Phantom Lancer illusions. As well as Phantom Lancer himself killing off the Ancient Apparition. But they do get the tower, so that's now the last Tier 2 tower.
These of three, let them be.
Versus only having lost one Tier 1 tower. Which equals a big gold advantage. Still just under 10k. Radiant pushing it a little back towards their direction, but not very much.
Green dude's top
But they
thing
have
is
gained the
about to
lead
get
in terms of
knocked over.
EXP. So they do have some things going for them. It's not totally
Radiant's
over.
top tower is under attack.
Radiant grouping up around the bottom rune, looking for Roshan, but he's still not up. I don't know how to read this godforsaken clock, so I don't know how long. Tinker coming in on the tower. March will push back the wave. Omni Slash on this solo. Witch Doctor finishes him on fast. But while they are over here, in comes Prophet, pushing the lane again with his Treants and his Necro books. Doing a lot of damage just from those. Juggernaut manages to kill off the melee Necro while he is spinning, so he avoids the last gold damage, which would have possibly been enough to kill him off. I think he would have survived. Prophet looks like he might go down one more auto attack, and he does. Tinker BKB's up, but he's gonna go down as well to the auto attacks.
But they die like the rest.
Wraith King and Ancient working on Roshan again. Wraith King getting bitch slapped by Roshan.
Bad dude's middle tower.
Because he still
Dire's
doesn't
middle
have
tower has
any
fallen.
damage really. He's got a Black King bar. And that is the 24 damage and 10 strength from that. Plus the power treads is the extent
Dire's middle
of his
tower
damage
is under
potential.
attack.
They're really kind of relying on Wraith King, on their Tinker to do all the damage right now. They've got Witch Doctor with his Death Ward that can do damage in team fights, but he dies quickly and doesn't
Dire's
have
middle tower
a
is under
BKB,
attack.
so he can get blown up fairly fast, or just silenced, or glimpsed, or stunned, or lots of other things. That would prevent that from really doing the damage it needs to. Ancient Apparition has his Aghanim, so that does damage, but it's damage over time. It's a lot better than other forms of damage over time because it prevents the healing, so it's not like most other DOTs where you don't even know if it's going to do the full amount of damage because they're just going to heal during it. They get down a ward, but it was about to expire anyway, so not all that useful. Invoker comes in, he Ghost Walks, scouts out the Roshan, sees that it's low, but there is no one there. Finishes his 4 staff. Out comes the Ice Blast, lands on the Juggernaut. Avoiding some of the damage from Blade Fury, but it still keeps ticking because of that Ag's upgrade.
Visibility.
This illusion just coming up here and scouting, but they are going to try and take Roast themselves now. Phantom Lancer unable to use his illusions because Roshan will instantly kill them. But Machines coming out now, I don't think they affect Roshan. or if they do very little damage.
Dire's courier is dead.
They get the courier snipe, so that's useful. And Omni Slash comes out, kills the AA because he was isolated. Field comes out, but he just BKBs and runs straight through it. He's chasing this Phantom Lancer. He has a bit booster, but not a Reaver. PL invises, and he gets away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they are going to finally try and finish this very, very large pig.
Hey, someone check Roche. Maybe they're doing Roche.
Wraith King grabs it again, so we might have a repeat of the last time he had it, which he died twice in a fight and still came out alive and with kills. So ended in a wipe last time. PL has passed the Prophet in terms of net worth. He finishes his heart, so he's going to be very hard to kill now with his heart and his illusions. Even his illusions are going to be pretty tanky with 2400 health. Assuming he can get them off quickly. But Tinker still in the lead. Has a BKB, a Scythe, his boots obviously, Blink Dagger, so gonna be getting rid of the Soul Ring and the bottle soon. Don't know what he's gonna grab. Maybe a Shiva's, maybe a Dagon. Doesn't really have a lot of damage output. He's got the lockdown with Scythe, but his own skills are really all the damage outputs he's getting, which isn't bad. It's still decent output, but not as great as it could be. Taking a long time just to kill off these illusions because that heart makes them very tanky. They dust, but I believe they were seen, so they don't get anything out of it. Tinker up here, pushing still. All these towers still pretty high. Everyone down here now. Phantom Lancer just pushing this wave out by himself. Illusion's getting killed off by the machines. They jump in on him and they don't have... Dust comes too late and he could have just purged himself with his diffusal blade anyway, even if they got it off. And then just went right back into his invis. Because he will reveal himself while he's casting it, but it's a 15-second cooldown. I guess that's relatively long, so it's not like a Ricky where as soon as you purge it, you're going right back into invis. Ice Blast comes out, lands on Juggernaut and Phantom Lancer. And while all that's happening, up here is Nature's Prophet pushing in the lane. This creep gets glimpsed back, it looks like. Tornado comes out, but doesn't connect.
In your bottom.
Invisibility.
Gold's still going in the way of Dire, but Radiant has pulled it back a bit. It's now only a 7k lead instead of 10. So they do get the dust now on Phantom Lancer, but he just turns and fights and kills off this Wraith King. He comes back from the BKB, but has... from the Aegis, I mean, but has no mana to use his Resurrection, they also take down Prophet and the Witch Doctor, and Tinker might go down as well. He BKB's up, but he's taking damage just from the... He's... Looks like, yeah, he's gonna be able... But he blinks out just in time to avoid the slow and the tornado coming straight at him. And he's gonna TP back to safety and heal up at base. He does go for the Dagon. We'll probably replace the soul ring in his inventory. No, he gets rid of the bottle. He's gonna keep it in his stash just so he can use it when he gets back to base to heal up faster, to get that maximum efficiency that Tinker is all about. So Radiant getting a pretty good lead for the first time this game in terms of kills. It was basically even for most of it. They've got almost a 10 kill lead at this point, so they should be pretty good on EXP. Yeah, they've got almost a 10k lead in terms of XP, but they're still losing the gold. Only 5,000 though, so they're turning this game around very fast. PL close to overtaking Tinker in terms of net worth, and he's gonna do more with that net worth, I think, than Tinker will. Tinker really is just gonna be upgrading his Dagon, it looks like, and then eventually swapping out the soul ring for something else. Maybe a Shiva's, maybe an ethereal to boost his Dagon damage. But still not that much more. Whereas PL only really has 3 big items. He'll eventually trade out his power treads for boots of travel. Then he doesn't have to carry these TPs. He can get a butterfly. He can trade out this bracer obviously for something more useful. What is Wraith King finally getting some kind of damage? He has a Maelstrom. So getting some damage, some attack speed, and then the passive lightning, which is nice. Although Nature's Prophet already has that, so not as good as it could be. Probably would have been better with a Daedalus or something to get some more damage and to push towers faster, because that, not Daedalus, Desolator, to get that minus armor and push faster and just amplify everyone else's damage, including the Prophet.
Is about to get knocked over.
Tornado comes out, lifts up the Ancient Apparition. He's gonna go down quick. Witch Doctor gets glimpsed back as well and goes down. So 2 supports both go down for the Dire. So it is a 10 kill lead now. Stun comes out, interrupts the TP. Nature's Prophet is gonna go down here. That would just, no, he can get out after. If he had left a little bit longer, he would have TP'd, but as soon as that was interrupted, that was it for him. Because he went for the Blink Dagger. Not as many Furians going for the Blink Shadow Blade lately because of the nerfs. They are going for all-out rat, but they haven't been able to break base. They got this tower right here, but they haven't gotten any barracks down. If they do manage to get those barracks, the rat is going to be very strong, because then they're going to have the Mega Creeps pushing in on their tower, as well as just Tinker and Prophet all the time being dickheads running around.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nothing against them, because I love
Forget about it.
me some Rat Dota myself, but
Bad dudes, middle tower.
nobody likes it. Everyone hates it. fun to do. It's not fun to play against.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sand King has got a Veil of Discord now, so will amplify his own damage, his Bureau Strike, his Epicenter, as well as the damage coming out of Disruptor from his Static Storm and his Thunder Strike. And the Invoker as well, with his maxed out Wex, so his EMP doing a lot of damage and draining a lot of mana. Roshan up for the third time, going for it. Use Wraith King. Still can't really effectively solo him. Tinker going down bottom. Invoker Invis. They're gonna go in on this Witch Doctor and he's gonna die very fast. Ice Blast comes out though and connects on Invoker. He throws out a tornado, doesn't land on anything. Phantom Lancer goes into the pit. Isn't gonna go for it himself because he knows that Ancient Apparition and Tinker are up here waiting. They all go in together though, but they have to turn around as soon as these machines come out because they'll do a lot of damage just by themselves. So going down the bottom,
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
pushing out this lane. Moving towards mid now is the Radiant trying to push back this lane. Ice Blast comes out. The Cold Bite, the Frostbite debuff doesn't affect creeps, so won't get the kill on those creeps. Just pushing the lane back so they have a little bit of room to breathe. Prophet up here. He's got his Scythe of Ice and just finished a Deso, so that'll be on his way soon. Probably on this carrier right here. It is. Juggernaut spinning, but blocked by the creep, so can't do a lot of damage. Doesn't catch him, but Ice Blast comes out, doesn't land the stun, but gets the debuff off, and in comes the rest of their team. Tinker got his Dagon up to level 3 now, but has the goal to get it to 5 if he wants to. But looks like he's going to be saving it for now. Radiant's still around this. Trying to finally take this tier 1 tower at
Bad dude's top tower
50 minutes in,
soon.
and it looks like it's going to go down because Dire doesn't really care all that much about it. They get a kill on Witch Doctor, and they get a tower, but it was a tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, Prophet is down here, moving towards that tier 3. They have finally gotten a one half barracks, but it was the range, so it's not all that powerful. Necro Books, creeps, Treants coming in here, but Prophet turns around and gets out. So they're gonna stop the creep push, but they get some damage off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Feeding decent amounts of XP now, thanks to that recent nerf to the Necro Books, which give a lot of XP now. And no one really cares that much about the last will damage, because it's, I think, like 500 damage, and that's a third of even the squishiest heroes on their team right now. So outside of a fight where they need all of their health, not a real factor. Juggernaut has a Mjolnir and a Aghanim, so going for that Omni Slash builds where you actually can get off procs of Mjolnir during Omni Slash, because he does do normal attacks during his jumps, which can proc for Mjolnir and other UAMs that you may have. So they smoke up and get into the Roche pit undetected. Juggernaut TPing back to push off this push by the Prophet. But they leave the Disruptor and the Phantom Lancer in here. Phantom Lancer doing pretty good damage, but not as much as he is used to, because Roshan kills illusions the moment they attack him. And I don't think there's a way that you can use illusions to tank him if you just set them to move towards him and just have them stand there and get hit, but because Phantom Lancer's illusions are only spawned when he attacks, I don't think there's any way that you could stop them from attacking before they get off one hit. He could have used his Mana Style to tank a few of them, and they would have tanked for pretty long with this heart, but it wasn't really necessary. Because with the heart, he still has full health, didn't really need them to tank at all. But they would have been nice for damage, but that's not a possibility, unfortunately, for him. Machines coming out, just ending this push as quickly as it began. The illusions doing some decent damage, but eventually just getting killed off by the machines. Big wave up here, bolstered by these treants with 2 mega siege creeps and a bunch of mega ranged ones.
Dire's middle tower is under
Juggernaut comes out, he's gonna push it back with his Mjolnir.
Ruh-roh, bad dudes, ruh-roh, middly widdly, good old diddly.
PL finally gets this middle tower, so that's the first tier 2 tower that goes down for Radiant. The gold's almost towards the middle now, so Radiant really pulling it back, and they've probably got a big XP lead, and they do indeed. Over 15,000 XP lead. Phantom Lancer has pulled ahead. With this Aegis though, he is pretty much totally 6-slotted. His Diffusal's level 2, he's got his Boots of Travel, he's got a Butterfly. He even has a BKB in his stash for when the Aegis does go off cooldown. Top, we've got a little skirmish. Tinker gets a kill on Juggernaut. Out comes Sand King though, and gets a double kill. Buyback from Tinker. Might get another kill. They are gonna get another kill on the Prophet. But Wraith King BKB's up, and the Dagon damage finishes off Invoker. He does have his Dagon 5 now. Wraith King got his Mjolnir up to a Mjolnir. Well, his Maelstrom up to a Mjolnir now. Or Joel. I apologize if I'm saying that totally wrong to all you Scandinavian fellows.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
PL takes down another tower, so making pretty quick work of these towers. Able to take them down by himself with his heart and his illusions and all of their damage. It looks like the longer this game goes on, it's going to push more and more into the Radiant's wheelhouse, because PL is just going to take down towers fast. Juggernaut's still getting stronger. PL is pretty much as strong as he's gonna get. He's 6-slotted and he's level 25. So he just needs to keep pushing, keep putting pressure.
Bad dude's top tower gonna fall.
Don't know how much damage he can do without BKB, without the backdoor predation down. Yeah, he doesn't get anything off of this tower. Just farming the jungle. Not really all that necessary because he's 6 slotted, he's got over 5k gold, so he's got more than enough for buyback. It doesn't actually tell you what they need. Over 600 GPM.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Doesn't even need the creeps. As soon as the backdoor protection goes down, this tower goes down instantly. Ice Blast comes out, connects on the Juggernaut. Machines come out, but they don't even care anymore. They're going straight for this tower. Ult comes down from Disruptor, doesn't land on anyone. Ult from Sand King as well, doesn't hit anyone. Tinker BKBs, Wraith King DBABs going after the Hollow. They managed to kill Phantom Lancer with some effort, but he just comes back with that Aegis. Death Ward comes out though, and he is going to go down again. So it takes a whole lot of effort, but they do manage to kill off the PL, and without taking any casualties themselves, I believe. I don't think anyone died in bought back. PL has a pretty significant gold lead though now. 30k net worth, and he has his Black King bar now. Swapped it out as soon as the Aegis was gone. They didn't manage to take down even tower though, so very good defend by the Dire. Prophet over here gets cold snapped, hexed, but in comes Tinker. He has a Ghost Scepter, so going for an Ethereal and just finishes him off quick. Juggernaut comes in and Omni Slashes, but just doesn't have enough damage just from that because it's so late that even Nature's Prophet and Tinker are pretty... I mean, not tanky, but they're not easy to kill. I mean, Prophet has 2200 health, 14 armor. Tinker about the same, slightly less, 1 less armor, 100 less health. They're finally gonna take this melee Rax though, it looks like. They can't really defend it all that well. Meatball comes down, but again, no one caught in this ult here. Wraith King goes down, coming back up now. Witch Doctor does go down, but not the most useful, and Phantom Lancer is gonna go down again. So this might be game. Phantom Lancer buys back, but I don't know if anyone. But Juggernaut can't. Sand King can't. Disruptor can buy back, but he's still got his ult on cooldown for another 40 seconds, so wouldn't be all that much help even if he did.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So working on this tower now, that's going to be another one. Going down quick with this Desolator and all these creeps, the Trance. Blade Mail comes up, Meatball goes down, but doesn't really do any damage. They had a gem on the Wraith King, which no one has picked up yet. But Phantom Lancer goes down again, so that's gonna be it. Second lane of Rax goes down.
Okay, that really is GG. Good guys, middle Rax is in.
Omni Slash comes out, only gets like 4 jumps out of it. Tinker jumps in and is gonna go down quickly. They've got 4 up, but PL is still dead, so I don't really know why they're retreating, because PL is really the only one that's that much of a threat, especially because Juggernaut just used his Omni Slash and has got 40 seconds left on it, which is his real damage output because he's got the Aghanims and he's got the Mjolnir. Wraith King turning around, but invis. Roche comes up in 30 seconds, so they might wait for that. Grab the Roche and then finish it, but I don't think they need it. Yeah, they're gonna go for this final lane of racks, and it's gonna go down really fast with all these treants and creeps and necro books and desolator. I don't think anyone has an assault curse. Wraith King going to go down again. Gonna be resurrected. Probably gonna die again to this Juggernaut. Oh, but the Dagon comes out and finishes off the Juggernaut fast. PL gonna kill the Invoker. Disruptor's kind of just left here all alone. Nothing really he can do. He's gonna go cry by himself in the fountain while his base gets utterly wrecked. So tower's going down. Phantom Lancer finally comes back up, but it's just him and Disruptor, and he can't really do anything by himself. He's strong, but he's not that strong. Prophet has actually passed him in terms of net worth by 6k with his Deso and Mjolnir and Scythe and Necrobook and all that fun stuff. So game still not over. I don't know really why they haven't just pushed in and finished it off. They're kind of spread out right now. Back at base healing and throwing off ice blasts. They could be finishing right now. Prophet gets a Dagon 5 of his own because why the fuck not? Creeps doing it themselves, really coming up on this lane here. And down here. And down here. So one way or another, eventually this game is going to be over. But they, for some reason, give the Radiant time to get everyone respawned. I guess they want one last fight before this game actually finishes. And they're going for Roshan again. But no one really has room for it, I don't think. Only person with an empty slot is Ancient Apparition, who they're not going to give the Ags to, obviously. I guess he could take the cheese. But Wraith King probably will get rid of something. Okay, he does. He does take both the Aegis and the cheese. He sells the cheese, though, just to get that extra gold. Tower goes down to creeps while they're off gallivanting and killing Roshan, having fun, living life, doing what they do. Tinker and Wraith King down here. They jump in, they kill Sand King instantly. Ethereal Blade and Dagon doing like 1,000,000 damage. Out comes the ult, that's gonna kill PL again. Invoker's low somewhere over here in the jungle farming, I don't know. This game's over. They run into the fountain, and finally the Ancient goes down. So a pretty good game, pretty close most of the time, back and forth, up until the very end there, where it was pretty obvious that the game was over. Don't know why they didn't finish it 5 minutes earlier, but they got the kill, they got the win, so can't really say much about that. Thanks for watching. Thanks to shootemup252 for the replay.